what I do is I do the collage. Well, first, if you want to know about the process, I have this, sense, oh, this is working, it's great, and then I have to glue it. And then it never works. And then I bend the word, like if you do poetry, if you write a poem and you're inspired and it's wonderful, and then you look at it, oh, you have to edit it, and that's work. So sometimes it does get to be work. And what I do is I'll turn it upside down and walk out of the room, come in on it, and just see, and I try to look at it at different angles. And then finally, it's always, there's one last piece. Somehow it happens. And I say, and I can't, I just know it's done, this is it. Or I'm gonna just ditch the whole thing, throw it out, it's not working. And so there is just a sense of knowing, which is hard to describe. Because sometimes when I'm reading a book, there's a phrase that sticks out at me, and I say, oh, and then I transform it, and I say, oh, I'll use it in a poem. Well, maybe I won't, And so I hold on to them, especially when I'm reading it. I read nonsense at night, I can't sleep, so I read mysteries. But a good mystery has some beautiful language. So I'll jot it down in the morning. I'll type it in, maybe titles to be used, or maybe concepts. So it works in every which way. It's just what it catches the eye. I mean, people who have had the experience of going to the dump with me, or, in the street, my son would say, oh, no, mother, no. No, he was embarrassed. So, anything can have beauty. And sometimes the worn, the tarnished. Someone was asking me about Japanese, whether I've been to Japan. And I said, well, only in the airport where my son threw up. That I remember well. But I love, it was on the way to China. Anyway, he survived. I love Japanese sensibility in terms of mending and putting together and things aren't thrown away, they're reused, they're recycled. So, something I love. I do other things. Or right now, I don't know if it's a block, but because I needed to do this show, I started organizing, taking pictures of my older work. And I have set up my press again in terms of maybe I'll do some monoprints, just something different for a while.
And then do you ever integrate them in?
Yes, those often get torn up and reused. Yeah. Parents chose to bring with them. It was precious. It was the linens. They actually made it on the farm, all the linens. Their handiwork is beautiful. Now, mind you, when I was a little girl, my mother wanted me to sew. Didn't happen. All I do is tear things apart. So one can, go for it and take a look. But it was the materials that were precious, and I still have them. You saw some. My mother, made beautiful things. My grandmother, and they're still around.